All right. We're live. We're live. Live. Where's the remote? Oh, left my remote up there. Here we go. We got one person on. All right. One person. Bring this down a little bit. We got 10 people on. What up, Dan? Carlos? How y'all doing tonight? I'm going to take my headphones off. Don't really need them now. Yeah, I'll monitor my audio. Richard's back on. Richard, you can stalk me anytime you want. I'll give you my address. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Devin. Ralph Wiggum on here tonight. Whew. Sean Heisler, Dan, Das, Ninja Sticks. Ooh, it's a good handle. Max Shepper, Steve Lambert, F-Wave 4, Tom Dog 2. Richard back in. Send me a log. Oh, I get you. I got you. No, you don't need to be contributing. That my bad habit. Roberto Rodriguez. Gracias. When are you going? When am I going back to triathlons? No time soon. No, I should. This is getting out of hand. That's all right. Pete Drum, thank you, sir. Now, if I go back to triathlons, I'm not going to have any time to spend with y'all. Ooh, $5. John Shepler, don't need to be giving me any money. We're giving 50% again of all contributions to Homes for Our Troops. So $250 going to Homes for Our Troops. I appreciate it. And they appreciate it very much. Thank you, Daniel. What? Mason McPeak, March 7th birthdays? What the heck, man? Little Pisces action going on in here. Hey, John Long from Hong Kong. It's 12 noon here. That's very good. You on your lunch break? Best 30 watts desktop amp and DAC. Ooh, I'll tell you the best 20 watt amp is the Vista Audio Spark. That's something special. You can look at the topping MX3. That is, I think 35 watts and the 8. And it's got a DAC in it. Thank you, Chuck. Iowa Audio Review. What up? Ooh, Stellar Odyssey. You're a day late. It's not my birthday in Australia anymore. It's March 8th over there. Where would JBL 530 rank in the sub $300 shootout? Probably pretty well. I will tell you that I have the JBL. What are they? I always forget. Hold on. Hold on. It's written on the top. I don't know. They're the 130s. They're the 130s. I think it's not the monitor, the stage 130s. And they're really good. Surprisingly good. Cheap but good cartridges. I think the Ortofon Red is pretty good. Les Matthews, $5 Canadian. Thank you, sir. $250. Ooh, will I be doing a full review of the THX AAA one? Yes, and it's overdue. I need to do that very quickly, very soon. Very soon. I have the Technics 1200. Damn it, I'll be reviewing the stage too. Cool. The more the better. Ooh, have an opinion on best IEMs for around $100. The Starfield by Moondrop, pretty good. They're around $100. KZ, if Brock's in here, I forget the model numbers. The KZ something Pro are phenomenal at $50. The wire is horrible, but you can buy a new wire for like $10. And then blonde BLO5, they're really good, and the 10 Hi-Fi 10 T2s, really good too. Austin Husker 1, are you from Nebraska? Thank you, sir. Jeff P, your favorite speaker amplifier combo for the type of music you listen to. Happy birthday. Right now, my favorite amp is the Vista Audio Spark, 20 watts per channel, but it is immersive, great soundstage, great depth, holographic imaging. Speakers, ELAC Unify UB52s are awesome. That's what I listened to today. The Stage 130s, really good, surprisingly good. Here's another speaker that's my favorite. I can't talk about it quite yet. I have a ton of favorite speakers. Wharfdale Diamond 12.2s, JV. I can't even think of the name. SVS Primes, really good. ELAC Debut Reference, very good. Ooh, good bass and bright highs. T81 New Edge. Depends on your budget, but the Yamaha S803s are great. The I just got distracted by the super chat. Emotiva B1 Plus. You want good bass, great highs. Only problem is they're out of stock. They should be coming back into stock very quickly. Ooh, which do I like better for the B1 Plus, Vista or TA100? Max, good question. I think I like the Spark. I do. I'm not saying the Emotiva is not great. It is. And for most people, the TA100 is going to be way better because you get a DAC and a phono stage. Right now, just because I have the option, I have different sources and stuff. There's something special about the Spark. Very special. It's not going to be right for everybody because it's only 20 watts a channel, only has 2 analog inputs, no remote. So it depends what's right for you. If you're just wanting the best sound quality you can get, I would point you towards the Spark. Yes, Brock's in here. KZ at ZS10. That's not hard to say at all, is it? KZ S10 Pro. Phenomenal. Need a new cable though. It's a 2-pin cable. Don, I got to get to the super chat. Das Ninja Sticks, $20. You're awesome. $10 going for Homes for Our Troops. Would you know if they're planning a VA Spark with remote? There plans for a second gen. I don't think it's going to have a remote though. The cool thing about this Spark though is you can use it as pure power amp. Just turn it up all the way, and it doesn't clip at full volume. And you basically can use it. So put a DAC on there with a remote, or put a tube preamp with a remote on there. Actually, that's probably pretty awesome. You put like a shit Freya or the step down, the shit Saga on there, but the Saga doesn't have a remote, but the Freya does. What are your thoughts on mini DSP, DSP in general? I think it looks awesome. I think it might be a bit of a learning curve for most people. I think if you are comfortable with that, then absolutely check it out. It's there's so much functionality with it. Austin Husker 1 from Omaha, but lives in Austin. I am from Geneva. Well, actually, I'm from Strang originally, but no one's ever heard of Strang. So I went to high school in Geneva. I went to school at University of Nebraska. That's where I got my degree. Favorite sidearm, James White II. I got a Glock 19 I'm pretty fond of. Also have a Ruger. I don't remember the model number. Ooh, more super chats. Would you know if they're planning a VA Spark? Okay, I already covered that. Did I enjoy my KEF LS50s? No, Mason. That's actually the reason why I started this channel. I didn't care for them at all. I thought it was half a speaker, or maybe 3/4 of a speaker. No bass. No bass. Not saying it's not a good speaker, wasn't the right speaker for me. Ooh, yeah, Richard McCoy got a Node 2i back there. It's pretty awesome. Thank you, Gary, for the well wishes. Wharfdale Diamond 11.2. Hell yeah, Alexander. I cleaned the gutters and the dog pee from the listening/living room today. You have gutters in your listening room? Dedicated my merit to you on your birthday. Thanks, man. Thanks, you, Eric. What up, R. Delgado? Oh, we just popped up. Scott Pledger, $25. Also, match your donations from the super chats for this evening up to, say, $500. Ooh, now you're talking. That is something else. I have another donation. Like, we did awesome on Friday. Like, over $200 is going to Homes for Our Troops. So half of whatever we bring in tonight's going. So I will probably make those donations. Well, I'll make the donation from Friday probably tomorrow. I'll post it up in the community section. Good cheap option to push the ELAC debut, like around 300 to 400. TA100, great, does great job with the reference. If you again, the Spark 20 watts, but it's the CSQ, the sound quality on that is amazing. Not all DSP has equalizer. Okay, good to know. Let's see. Good evening, Randy. Do you have any idea when Emotiva TA100 or P100 will be back in stock? Since you have affiliate link, I thought you might know. I talked to Nick over at Emotiva. They are working very hard to get their stock back in. They have a big shipment that's come over by boat that should be hopefully coming in soon. They're also bringing some stuff in by plane to restock. Steve Gordon, current Saga Plus has a remote. Yes, it sure does. Oh, can't wait for the Node 2i review. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I had my doubts. Sony bookshelf speakers you liked so much are on sale on Amazon. They were $118 last time I looked. I don't know if they've gone down from there. Heck of a speaker. Sorry for the dangling participant. No gutters in the room, but it is an interesting proposition given my very territorial Chihuahua. Yeah. That's tough, man, having a little tiny vicious dog. Thanks for your hard work. Checking in from Sweden. Oh, my Scandinavian friend. Any more Paradigm reviews coming up? I don't have any in-house right now, but I could soon. Ajit, would you share some thoughts on pairing Audiolab 6000A with a Wharfdale 4.2 Evo? Unfortunately, I don't have any time with either of those. I've heard great things about the Wharfdale 4.2. Not familiar with the Audiolab 6000A, though. R. Delgado loves his SSCS5s, and I don't blame you. Nice, you got the mic working. Thanks, T. We had a lot of comments about that on the last one. What video are you releasing tomorrow before your flight? Unfortunately, Richard, I don't have a video teed up for tomorrow. I had a lot of stuff going on this week with work, and I didn't get to shoot as many videos as I wanted to. Borea Triangle Bro 2s are also on sale for $279. That's a good price. I think the Bro 3s are way overpriced. Can I send a $350 speaker kit to you to review? It's from Phil Harmonica. Simple to build, no soldering, no glue. Hell yeah, Alan. And it's very timely that you mentioned that, because I've got a kit from GR Research. The Encore's coming in. I've got a kit from CSS Audio coming in. That will make third kit. I've got a kit out in the garage I've already put together called the Classics 2. So I'm actually going to have my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, glue up the enclosures to show everybody how easy it is. Not that she's not capable of doing things, but I'm just saying if a 16-year-old girl can do it, anybody can do it. But I digress. Hi, Pan. Happy birthday. Keep up the good works. Just some small suggestion on the reviews. Should you consider to add the placement aspect of the review as well? as some of us do not have much space. I try to include that as far as like how close I get them to the wall. Sometimes I miss that. Um, but yeah, unless the speaker is like super bassy on the low end, generally speaking, you can get pretty close to the wall. Any of the front ported stuff obviously is designed to go closer to a wall. But yeah, I will try to include more of that. How do I find out where to send kits? Alan, shoot me an email, cheapaudioman@gmail.com, and we can figure it out. 16-year-old girl, lowest common denominator. Happy birthday. Thank you, Broderick. Kef Q150 on sale for $400 in Canada. The Kefs are ELAC B5.2. What are the B5.2s going for in Canada? Kef Q150s are pretty good, though. I like those. I like them. The Chihuahua pees on your Dine Audios and your wife's comfy chair. Poor guy had a rough early childhood. That's too bad. That's too bad, man. Hey, I just built the Encore XLSs. XSLS. My bill's on YouTube. Cool, Brian. I'll have to look that up, man. 9mm mic. Holy live stream, Batman. You're darn right, holy live stream, Batman. Holy live stream, Zen Buddha, Batman. Oh my God, I'm spilling R2D2's internal viscous fluids all over the place. I read that Patreon takes a chunk out of our support channel. Yeah, they do. Any way to give support and you not lose the percentage? Yeah, John, I had a suggestion from another viewer that I set up like I don't know, one of those Venmo things or Zells or whatever like that. So I may do that. Yeah, I may do that. Iowa audio review. Geez, Randall, you got things going in all directions. Glad Texas is getting back on track. Thank you. You have Argon Audio in the U.S. It's a budget brand. I've heard of Argon. Nothing jumps off the top of my head though. Ooh, Nelson Pass Amp Camp kit. I want to get one. By all accounts, they are fantastic. Steve Gutenberg did a great review on those. Can you guys hear that? They're coming through all right? Coming through hot. I got a hot mic here. Thank you, Silent Hunter. Nick Pantazzi. I'm live and awesome. Well, you're awesome and alive. Ooh, construction quality of cabinet is gluing is important, not just slapping together if you want good sounds from them. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I'm getting a enclosure for the Encores from Baltic Birch from another guy. I'll mention him. He does he has the plans and he CNCs them. I like Baltic Birch. Ooh, M. Morel, thank you. Thank you. Just set up desktop system, MX3, YAML 803s, and Emotiva SE8. Sounds so good. That sounds like it's awesome. That would be fun. B5.2s are $400. So the 5.2s in the US are $280 MSRP, but they sometimes go all the way down to $199. I think the better value is probably the KEF Q150s. I do like both those speakers though. R2D2 viscous fluid sounds disgusting. I think you're that kind of guy. Yeah, maybe so. From a blind man. I look really good for 45. Thank you. Yeah. I can't see me on live chat like you can on Zoom, right? No, I cannot, Richard. But I do remember what you look like. You're a handsome man. B&W 607s, not S2, are now being sold under $5. Oh, are they? I would love to get that, except I just spent a whole ton of money on a bunch of other stuff. Ooh, $5. Hold on. I saw Emotiva question. Coca-Cola. Yeah. I don't get too much. I don't really care about their philosophical views on things. B1 Plus plus SE8 or appearing. Oh, now you're talking. Okay, M. Murel. I think if you can get an open box appearing Novus and you can afford it, I'd go that way. They're kind of like a step up from the B1 Plus. B1 Plus are fantastic. Something special about the Novus, though, and they have ridiculous bass for their size. Nick Pantazzi, happy birthday. For neophyte listening at low volumes bookshelf, best to go with 6-inch or 5-inch drivers. It depends on how they're voiced. A lot of the 5-inch drivers, B1 Plus, the Novus, appearing Novus, great at low volumes. Great at low volumes. The ELAC B5.2, great. I think I said that. The ELAC 6.2, not so great at low volumes. Thank you, Machete. SMSL M200 or SMSL SU8 for a DAC. Ooh. Is the SMSL M200, is that, I have the M300. Is the 200 the one that's like at an angle? Because I think I have that one too. I just haven't gotten it out to review it yet. They probably sound way more similar than they sound different. Any experience with topping TP60? No, not yet. Bit less than the Emotiva A100. I haven't, not yet. UB52 or DB? Oh, so that's a tough question because they're both fantastic. UB52 is neutral. It's dead neutral. The debut reference is a bit warmer, a bit butterier. They're both awesome. I think the UB52 has better mid-range. An experience with overnight sensations? No, Brian. I thought about getting those, but I got the Classics 2 instead of the overnight sensations. Speaking of the SE8, found another sub with a high pass filter. The something Aris sub 8. It's fixed on off 80 high pass, but it's only $200. I wonder how it compares to the Emotiva. I don't know. The SVS SB1000 also has a fixed high pass at 80 hertz if you use the RCA ins and RCA outs. Brian Simmons, another vote for the UB52s. Does Coca-Cola have a philosophy? They had some crazy thing happen in the news lately. I don't really care about it though, because I like the Coke Zero. Cheap Audio Man, happy birthday, sir. Thank you, JD. Emma GS. Hey, Randy, happy birthday. Would you recommend me getting the Spectre ones for $140? That's a heck of a deal for the Spectre ones. It depends. If you're going to use it just for desktop, yeah, go for it. They're great for a desktop. And Muro, thank you. Man, what speaker for modern electronic music? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think certain speakers should sound better for different types of music. Some they do. Some of them do. Electronic is a lot of bass, I think, a lot of highs. So any U-shaped speaker, Yamo S801, Yamo C932, Clips RP600M, Clips RP500M, all good options. SVS Prime bookshelves, great. They're not completely U-shaped though. They have a pretty good mid-range. A neighbor selling them used but in great condition. Yeah, for $140, I don't know. So you can get them down to $120 and pull the trigger. Ooh, slaps the like button. Happy streaming. Will you do a speaker shootout for $1,000 speakers? Not yet. Not yet. Number one, I don't have the money to support that shootout. Number two, I've made it pretty clear to the folks that I'm talking to at companies that my channel really concentrates on $600 and below. I do have a pair of $1,000 T2 Plus towers, but I got those by accident. They were supposed to send me the T1 Pluses. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. It's probably not going to happen in the next few months, though. I would love to, though, because I want to hear the $1,000 speaker and go, okay, yeah, that's way better. I want to. Ooh, one more question. Which amp would you pair with a Wharfdale 4.2? Again, unfortunately, I don't have the 4.2 or I haven't had any time with them, but it does have a ribbon or AMT tweeter. So that would tell me it's probably very clear and maybe lively on the top end. So maybe a more lush amp would be a good pairing with that. Congratulations on bringing government cheese on as your title sponsor. Thank you. I don't know. I don't. This is a couple of times people have mentioned government cheese. I have eaten government cheese. I don't remember doing a sponsor with them. You should try Randy. Get the Tannoy Series Gold 8-inch monitor, active speakers, $200. Well, blow it, Steve Cahill, $20. Congrats on another lap around the sun. No, look at my pit stains. Oh my goodness, I'm perspiring here. I'm so excited. How do I feel about powered monitors? I think they're great. I just haven't spent enough time with them. What's your opinion on refurbished hi-fi equipment? I think it's from a reputable place. It's a great way to save some money. Oh, to noise, $200. Okay, blow my mind. I read that one. Suggestions for bookshelf and sub upgrades. Currently using Pioneer Andrew Jones 2.1 bookshelf and sub with the Sonolamp. We'll use for TVs and music. Is the Andrew Jones? Which one is that? Is that the 22 LR or something like that? It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for clarity, B1 Emotiva B1 Plus, but they're currently out of stock. Yamaha S803s, if you're not like into a super like flat frequency response and want like all sorts of texture and tone in the bass, they're great. They sound awesome. Looking around here. Cambridge Audio Minx XL. They're pretty good. Yeah. Steve Cahill. Awesome. $10 going to the veterans. Appreciate that. Review of the Wharfdale. Is it Linton? Is that where you look? Linton, probably bookshelf speaker. Love to. They're a little bit outside the channel price range, though. What else in life are you cheap about? Food. I literally eat like a homeless man. Like whatever the kids don't eat, that's what I eat. Peanut butter. I take generic peanut butter and I put it in the Jif jar and don't tell anybody about it. Coffee. I do like 75% Starbucks and then I put a little bit of like cheap Folgers in there just so nobody knows about it. I'm cheap about a lot of stuff. Actually, audio is one of the only things that I spend like a lot of money on. Ooh, first album I ever bought, Huey Lewis and the News 4 cassette. That's it. Followed closely by Lionel Richie. I don't remember the record or the cassette name. Michael Jackson Thriller. That was in there at the beginning. Hope you review some Yamaha amps. I'd love to. Bangarang. Love that name. Got an SMSL 8018. Can't get higher frequency than 48 kilohertz over optical from either my smart TV or my dedicated Chromecast for music. Am I a point of diminishing returns? No, I think your smart TV's maxed out at 48 kilohertz. So I think I think that's all they can do. And some of that stuff is kind of topped out of that. First album was Blizzard of Oz. NC, happy birthday. Thank you. Is the Vista Spark really that good? I think it is. And it's not good from like a sound perspective. It is phenomenal from a sound perspective. It's from the immersion, the sound stage, the imaging, the depth. That's what I'm hearing when I'm listening to that. And when I switch it back and forth to different amps, I don't hear that from the sound may be similar, but the experience is different. Now that also is going to depend on what you're feeding it. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty special. And initially you're going to be like, yeah, it's good, sounds good, detailed. But it's a good, I don't even know. I think you can get them from Verite. Excuse me. Richard Chacon says yes. I don't know what he's saying yes to, but I like it. Only gone up recently when I bought mine. They were 200 pounds. I think that's a pound sign. Each, I'm sure, is the same price in America, give or take a few dollars. What price have you seen them for each? I don't know which one you're talking about, John. I'm sorry. What turntable and cartridge do you have? I have the RT83 with the Ortofon Red. Or do you just stream? I stream more often, but when I have some time, I like to listen to some LPs. Did the Spark sound its best right out of the box, or how long was the break-in period? I turned it on, I listened to it for a little while, and then just kind of had it on. What I was really testing is the power. Is 20 watts enough? And then I sat back and really started just to I kind of had it on in the background, and I just started noticing subtle differences. And then I sat back and I started noticing some pretty significant differences. So I can't, unfortunately, I can't say that because I like to run things for a long time, not a long time, sometime before I actually review them. Ooh, you're obsessed with peanut butter these days. Good for you. It's good. Gluten free. Ooh, Europe, the final countdown. Ooh, I love that cover of that record. Ooh, K cups are standard drip. Standard drip for me. That K cup stuff's is too fancy. Not to mention, I drink like a pot of coffee every morning, and my wife does too. That'd be a lot of K cups. Happy birthday! Thanks, Krister 420. You ever heard of the band Big Wreck? I haven't. I need to listen to that. Favorite peanut butter? I like smooth peanut butter. I don't really care about the brand though. Looking at amps from between Emotiva TO and Iota VX, what do you think? I thought the Iota VX was a little bit too lively on top for me personally. I also didn't like the way that it does kind of the bridging mode. I didn't particularly care for that, but again, people love that. It's great. The Emotiva has a full size USB input, where the Iota VX only has 2 digital ins. I prefer the TA100, but that's just me. Some people, if you want to really a livelier amp, the Iota VX is, I think, good. I don't know. Have they been sending out stuff? Because I've heard for a while that they were having maybe some issues. It's so cool you donate 50% of the veterans. Never seen anyone else doing that. Why not? Why not, man? It's cool. It's cool. Like if you send good stuff out in the universe, good things come back to you. And then you can help people that maybe aren't as fortunate as you or got hurt, doing things that, they signed up to serve and they don't get a choice of what they do. And if they come back and they have a lot of challenges, then yeah, I think we should help them out. Ooh, what DAC do I use with the Vis Audio Spark? So I've used a few. The best sounding that I've heard is actually not even it's a DAC internal to a streamer, which is the Orchard Audio. Great pairing, fantastic. But I was listening to the Vista Audio with the Blue Sound Node 2i tonight. Just a special. Oh, the i5 Zen DAC. Good pairing too. I haven't hooked anything up to the Spark and be like, ugh. I take that back. I hooked up the i5 Zen Blue to it, and I Bluetooth through my iPhone, and I didn't care for that. But that could be a codec issue. I haven't tried it, so I'm not discounting the Zen Blue quite yet. But I don't know. How old am I? I'm 45 today. Don't really buy an active speaker with USB connections because it will have an inbuilt DAC. Get just analog. I agree with John on this one because I think their internal DACs aren't the best. I think you can save up, get $100 DAC that's going to sound way better, and then just run that into your actives. SVS should volunteer some Ultra Series bookshelves for review. That would be great. That's a little bit outside the kind of comfort zone for the channel, but yeah, I would love it. Ooh, Iowa Audio likes the Iota VX. Good for you. Why, Steven, there's no stupid questions. Why do receivers stay on standby when not in use? Does this decrease their lifespan? I don't know. Some engineer somewhere thought they should do that, so I would trust them. They probably know better than us. I've actually heard some things about turning on and off electronics can shorten the lifespan. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Thoughts on the SMSL 8018? It's great. I love it. It's very good. A little bit hot on the top end, but it's good. Ooh, Richard McCoy up in Canada is using the VX IOTA VX. Great with unifies and Q950s. Richard has spoken. I'm not saying that the IOTA VX isn't great. I'm saying personally, I prefer the Emotiva. Is 44.1 24-bit Toslink good enough for hi-fi? Heck yeah, it is. 1644.1 is good for hi-fi listening, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get too wrapped up in like that high res. I mean, I listen to it. The master stuff on Tidal, I think, sounds really good. But I'm happy with 1644.1 CD quality. May this be the best birthday you've ever had. And okay. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Do you ever get bored listening to the same music? I lost it. Or does switching of systems solve that for you? Yeah, it does, Max, because I get to hear different things. Now today I listened to stuff that wasn't I did end up kept going back to my test tracks because I just have this curiosity about hearing differences. But yeah, I listened to some stuff that was not on the test tracks today. Oh, okay. ELAC debut 2.0, 6.2, or 5.2. I like the 5.2s better personally. I think they're better at lower volumes. Sonos Streamer is cheaper than the Blue Sound. It is not too bad. So I don't have any time with the Sonos, but I will tell you there's an awful lot of functionality in Blue Sound. No, do I. That goes well beyond just streaming. First album was Cheap Trick. I haven't heard them for a while. SMSL S18 converts aux to digital, then to analog again for some reason. It's great for digital input, though. Super clean. Very good. Is the ELAC 5.2 better anything than the 6. Yeah, I think it's better at lower volumes. I think Sean at Zero Fidelity stated modern amps can be turned off, no problem, but do you do what makes you happy? I agree, man. I mean, I've turned stuff on and off, and frankly, I don't think I've ever had the only problem I've ever had with like a receiver and amp is one time I had the surround sound processor go out on one. Ooh, happy birthday from Australia. Thank you. Any thoughts, recommendations for portable Bluetooth speakers? Don't get too far into that, man. I haven't really. I had some personally. The Ultimate Ears something boom, I think was pretty good. Has there been much improvements in speakers in the past 30 years? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Cabinet design, being able to model different things, model different crossovers, crossover components had higher tolerances. Driver design has gotten better because of, again, computer modeling. I think sound staging has gotten better because of computer modeling of horns and waveguides. Although the fundamental science of driver construction has stayed the same, I think driver materials and things like that have gotten significantly better. Also, the prices have come down quite a bit. But yeah, I personally think that speakers have gotten significantly better. And you got me on a soapbox now. And the go-to-market strategy has fundamentally changed as well. Now you have direct-to-consumer products that have cut an awful lot of margins out of, like 30 years ago, speakers were going through traditional, there was no direct-to-consumer speakers. Maybe there's a couple magazines I remember you could order a speaker directly from the company, but for the most part, yes, absolutely 100% think that speakers made today are better than they were 30 years ago, depending on price, of course. Ooh, Tommy agrees with me. Putting good stuff out in the universe. Marantz receivers versus Yamaha receivers. Richard, I don't have any time with Yamaha. I like the Marantz personally. Sony 7 channel receivers. I'd stay away from the 790. The 590 was horrible. Do I listen at high or low volumes when you're home alone? I listen around 85 to 90 dB, which is pretty loud. It's not loud when you have a clean setup, you think, until you try to communicate with somebody. Then you're like, whoa, it's pretty loud. First record was Love Potion, number 9. It's 5 and only listen to my parents' records from the 50s. Very cool. Arena Rock's in the house. Rock City. Big Wreck. Major hit song back 10, 15 years ago called That Song. Actually, a pretty cool sounding song. Cool. From your under $500 speaker list, which one do you think is best for low volume listening? Emotiva Airmotive B1 Plus. Pretty outstanding. Ooh, 5 a.m. in the UK, but happy birthday, speaker boy. Thanks. Kodama. Long Distance Calling. How do we want to live? Check that album for your cheap audiophile listening songs. Thank you. I will. Lilac. I have not heard of those. Do you have any plans to review any popular DIY? Yeah, I think I have the GR Research Encores coming in, CSS Audio coming in, and somebody just offered up to send me a kit tonight. So, yeah, lots of kits coming in. We're going to have a DIY shootout. All right, John S. is chiming in about on and off. The power surge when powering up is the hardest on electrical equipment versus constant flow. This is why the Edison bulb is still burning. Very good. Good to know. I know the Emotiva stuff stays in standby, little orange thing. So yeah, all the Class D stuff you're just supposed to leave on, or you can leave on. Just got the Yamaha TSR 700, and it sounds awesome. Paired up with some Yamo S809s and clip sub. Very nice. Dolly Focal Triangle should be good for low-level listening. Yeah, the Dolly Spectre 1s were good. Triangle is, I had the Bro 3s. Yeah. Emotiva 2020s, techniques of the 70s and 80s. I don't know. I mean, I remember techniques, but I don't remember, in the 70s and 80s, I was young, right? So I didn't really remember all that much. Older Yamaha receiver has been perfect. Yeah, I got a really old Yamaha up in my daughter's room right now. Still punching through a rumble. Ooh, happy birthday from Germany. Guten Tag. My ancestors are from Germany. Hope it's a great year for you and your familia. Thank you, Juniper. Pretty great statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan in Austin. I haven't seen that. I'll have to go down there and look at it. Any tips on living in an apartment but loving this audio hobby? Yeah, man, you can listen to stuff around 70 dB. I don't think that's going to scare your neighbors. Headphones, great option in an apartment. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of options for apartment stuff. And I think most apartment places have don't be too loud after 10 p.m. or something. I mean, I wouldn't run a 15-inch sub in there, but yeah, I think play around with it. Evan, thank you from California. New Yamaha amps are way better in every aspect of the other brands. Ooh, I like that. I need to get some in. DIY shootout coming up. Kristen Anderson, 420. Rock City, just trying to fall in love with headphones and apartment life. Yeah. The Emotiva, again, shocker. Their headphone is awesome. All right, we have a debate on why the Edison bulb is still running, 12 volt. Ooh, you're welcome, Robert. You're welcome. You hate headphones, though. I'm excited to hear about the XLS Encores. Well, the bar has been set pretty high, so we will see. Ron loves them. So we're going to see. Ooh, ever use any cheap Class D chip amps from China? And what do you think? I have used a lot. The Fuzzy Audio BT20A, which I gave away tonight on the Patreon. Yeah, all the, I don't know. I guess the SMSL stuff is a chip amp. Yeah, well, great. I mean, they use like a Texas Instruments chip, very well regarded. Actually, I have a Crown. It's a Class D amp. I don't know. Maybe it's not chip. I think they're all chip amps. My neighbors love me for blasting my sub after 10. Very cool. Oh, my God. The AMA 807, a great 2-channel Class D amp for $72. Happy birthday from the Pacific Standard Time, Arena Rock. Steve Cahill. I lost you. Where'd you go? Can't find you, Steve. Oh, there it is. Speaker for desktop near field with Class D 40 watt per channel SMSL DA8. Warpdale 12.2 or KEF Q150. Probably Q150s. They're still big though. They're still big. Actually, the Mica RB42 is pretty solid for desktop. Where did you get the teal skull coffee mug? In Mexico. From a vendor. But now it's at Josh Fowler's house. Oh, is the R41M a good deal, half off? Well, I mean, even when it's half off, I don't know if it's a good deal. I mean, what is it going for, like $100 now? I'm not a fan of the R series from Klipsch. Personally, I would steer you towards the Sony SSCS5. I think that is a better speaker in every category than the Klipsch R series. 6:20 in the morning, no sleep. Didn't want to miss this stream. Well, Tommy, you're very, very kind to say that. Richard's going to bed. Good night, buddy. Appreciate it. IEMA, chip amps, another vote for them. Paul from Malta. Nice. Thank you. Which Crown amp do you have, Randy? It's the Drive Core 2 series. I think it's probably the lowest powered one. It's pretty solid. I listened to it today. Ooh, sub for ELEC UB5 2 Airmotive SE8 or one SB1000 or two Airmotive SE8s. 2 is always better than 1. 2 lower cost smallers are always better than 1 higher cost one. That way you can get better placement, or not better placement, but fill out your room better. Got to pick one brand for the entire system: speakers plus preamp plus. And what would you choose? Emotiva. No question, no hesitation. 520 in the UK. Thank you, William. For apartments, get the subwoofer placed right in front of you. Good tip. Best full dipole open speaker by Linkwist with a DSP active crossover. You can build it for $1,000 ish from Madison Sound. I lost it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Madison Sound open baffle dipole. Very cool. You'll be 50 next month. That's okay, 9mm mic. Okay, here it is. Best full dipole open baffle speaker Linkwitz with DSP active crossover. You can build it for $1,000 from Madison Sound. Active crossover is built by Nelson Pass as well. Good stuff. I like it. You'll have to come up with a coffee mug design and sell it. I'm working on a gosh darn logo. I just haven't had the time to like get it all going. But I am looking at t-shirts and coffee mugs and stickers and I don't know, custom motorcycles. I'm just kidding. Ooh, Strokes are playing in LA. Super tempted to go. I would literally go listen to anybody live at this point. How do people hate headphones? They're awesome. Like listening to concert in the mic. Location. Yeah, I love headphones. I listen to them a lot. Um I do like speakers, the soundstage. I just think it's more immersive. And that's a weird thing because your headphones are on your head, right? I just think I like the center imaging in front of me, and I know some headphones can do that. Ooh, RB42 versus S803. I'd go with the 803s, or even the 801s. That's my personal preference. I think the RB42s are great. They can be tad on the warm side for some, and they're 83 dB. I think at lower volumes, the Yamos sound better. I think the RB42s come to life with a bit of power, and they do sound great. I'm not saying they don't, but with the 803s, you can run a desktop setup now, and you can move those around later. Where the RB42s, yeah, you can move around later, but I don't know. I liked them. Do I get particular about different pressings and mastering versions of albums? I do not. I don't. Nick J, happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday from LA again. Thank you. I've been to LA. Andrew Jones lives in Hollywood. Hooked up my Wharfdale Denton 85 is my Sony DH190. It shut down after a few minutes. Is that common? Yes, I think the Sony 190 is only rated down to 8 ohms. Now, I ran the ELAC Unify UB5s, the first gen, off of it, not for very long, but it started clipping around like 60% of the volume range. But yeah, I think that DH190 is only rated down to 8. So yeah, that's probably pretty common for a hard to drive speaker. But go get yourself a inexpensive Class D SMSL topping amp, and you'll be good to go. Considering getting the Sony SSCS5 120, should I wait for the price to go back down to 70? Even at 120, I think that's a great speaker. Even at 150, it's one of the few speakers that actually is decent at its price, at its MSRP price. It's a wonderful speaker. You always try the Mica speakers with woven 18 dB crossovers? I have not. Whatever happened to Energy Speaker? I don't know. Now owned by Klipsch. They did the Take 5.1 Classic. Actually, nothing's owned by Klipsch. There's a Klipsch group, which is owned by Vox. So I think they kind of treat Klipsch as a separate company, but they're all actually owned by Flox. There's the slurp. I missed that. I got so much hate on the comments about my drinking. I had to edit it out. There you go, Richard. That was for you. What dual 8-inch subs would you go with? Emotiva SE8. They're wonderful. I'm sorry, folks. We're getting a bunch in here. Best budget friendly Klipsch bookshelf speaker. I'd stay away from Klipsch unless you're getting in the RP line. RP 400, 500, 600, but they're not super budget. Actually, I would go with their also owned by the same or in the same family. I would go with the Yamos for budget friendly stuff over Klipsch, over Klipsch R series every day of the week. I know you're not big on numbers, but Audio Science Review is addictive. Yeah, I can see why, and they got a big following, and for good reason. I just think measurements are not going to bring out the subtleties and soundstage imaging, depth of space, a lot of things. I mean, a $5 capacitor can measure the same as a $500 capacitor and give you the same measurements, but I guarantee there's going to be a difference in sound. Karl Heinz Fink talked about how measurements, you can hear differences with measurements being the same. A guy from Hegel on Ron's last podcast talked about that very same thing. Measurements, yes, they're good. They're a good reference point, but there's a reason why computers don't design amps and speakers. There is science. There's a ton of science, but there's also art to it. So the art is also important. And not the entirety of the story is not told by measurements alone. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday from boring old Ohio. My sister lives in Ohio. Adrian's Unboxed Therapy keeps saying happy birthday from LA, man. I appreciate it, Adrian's Unboxed Therapy speakers. James Vanderbilk. Man, I love James Vanderbeek. Dawson's Creek. It's International Women's Day. Awesome. With your reply on the total system being Emotiva, I think that does make Emotiva the new Technics. All right, cool. I think good, affordable system pack. Yes, for sure. Yamaha SO1, best amp around $600 budget. Open review. Strokes are fantastic. I bet. Used to hate headphones, but that was because I was using crappy headphones. Excuse me. Fluence Sig for $250 or KEF Q150 for 400 KEFs. Fluence are warm. A bit boring. Measure flat as hell. Again, there's your measurements for you. Q150s have more reputation. Not reputation. They have more personality. That's what I'm trying to say. I like the 150s. And I've heard both. And I like the 150s much better. So Robert Earl King Friday night at Forest County store in Helotes, Texas. I don't know if I've ever been to Helotes. Very cool. How about the Grand Theft Auto logo with cheap Audio Man text? I have to look at the Grand Theft Auto. Actually, what I found is like a Metallica font, and it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to go with that or not. The speakers you really like, regardless of price point, what is the common denominator that you... I lost it. Common denominator that I go for. Oh, the mug that my kid made. Yeah, I love that mug. Oh, man, we're deep into it. All right, common denominator, what I look for in a speaker is clarity. Even if it's a warm speaker, I want clarity. I want to hear the cymbals. I want to hear the voices. Even if it's at a lower level than like a lively speaker, that's what I look for in a speaker is clarity. Love clarity. Sherwin Vega, low sensitivity, low bass cut and treble boost. Ooh, that sounds fun. What do you think you're going to get for your birthday? My birthday is fundamentally over. I got a couple of shirts for my wife. I bought myself the GR Research Encores, and I bought a really cool Nirvana in utero concert poster that I'm going to put up right next to my Justice poster. It's from somewhere in Europe. It's really cool. If you could buy one band for life, whenever you want, who'd you buy? Metallica. Have you tried Amazon? They're going for $118. Yeah. Computer simulations do a lot of preliminary design work by most companies with the final tweaking done by ear. Absolutely right. Yep, that's right. I agree. Your kid isn't a bad artist for their age. Maybe that's a logo idea. Yeah, maybe I should have my kid draw my logo. That's a great idea. Ooh, Rega amp. Good. There's some around 500. Yeah, the Rega IO. I talked to a guy last night. Rega IO, and then there's another one. I can't remember the name. They both look really cool for their price. Happy birthday, another Swedish friend. My Scandinavian army is here. Ooh, best 5.1 receiver for around 400. Ooh, I don't know. I know around 500. I think Marantz makes a really good 5-channel receiver. Measurements can account for taste. That's right. Try to measure soundstage and imaging. I dare you. Rega IO integrated. Yeah. Amp around 379 pounds. Yeah. That's a steal. You know, the cool thing about being in like England and stuff is like Wharfdale is cheap over there. Q Acoustic is cheap. Rega, obviously cheap. Thank you, Doug. Adam Audio. Gonna vote for Adam. Ooh, happy birthday from Connecticut. I got lost in Connecticut on my way to Newport, Rhode Island one time. People are very nice though. That was before GPS. Any outdoor speaker racks for around the patio? I don't know much about outdoor speakers. I don't. Did I get the Encore with all the upgrades? No, I did not. Because what I want to do is I'm going to get a pair with a standard kit. I did get the tube connector things, but I got all the standard stuff right now. And then what I want to do is maybe later on and down the line build another pair and put the premium stuff in there and then talk about the differences that I hear. Lilac cover Enter Sandman. Cool. What's the best estimate for value? Like MSRP of everything? Well, a lot of the stuff I have isn't mine. So that's a hard thing. And a lot of stuff I bought is used, right? Cases E40. Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, that one looked really, really cool. Really, really cool. It's hard to say about the value of my system. Well, I used to work in a guitar store in Honolulu. He come in all the time because his wife is from here. They have a home here. Very cool. Hesitant about the Q150s. Find them fatigue or Q100s. Find them fatiguing. I didn't think the Q150s were bright at all. If anything, I thought they leaned a little warm. Yeah. Does anyone know if it's true that the Klipsch RP250C is the same as the Klipsch RP500C? I don't know. I would look at their specs. I'd look at the size of the enclosure. Do I watch other reviews when you have products in, or do you avoid them to stay away from possible bias influence? I avoid them personally. I don't want them to kind of taint. Now, with all that said, I have, before I ever started the channel, I watched quite a few reviews on products I do have in. So, of course, I think there might be, I guess, bias because I've heard what they have to say. But there's some reviews that I completely disagree with. I remember Zeos did a review of the M560 from Monolith Monoprice, and I didn't agree with his review at all. But more often than not, even when I'm done with a review, if I go back and watch somebody else's, they're pretty similar. Have your kids got you into any songs or art? No. No. I have said I've gotten my kids into some. Thank you, Mike Day. Horizontal and vertical dispersion measurements will give you some idea of imaging. Yeah, that's a good point. Off axis. Yeah, good point. Do you ever do the 12 for once? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't remember what the name of it was. Columbia House. Oh yeah. Out of the back of the comic books and stuff. Oh yeah. Marantz NR1200 would be an awesome one to review. 2-channel Wi-Fi streamer, built-in dual DAC. Their Wi-Fi streamer Hios is horrible. It's horrible. Horrible. And the only reason I say that is because I've got some experience with some better streaming. Yes, it does work. It is. It's another feature. Full range backloaded horn trials. James White the second. I feel like you're making up words here. That talks to my ignorance. Do you buy everything, or do companies give you stuff to evaluate? Both. I just bought like $1,200 worth of stuff, all at retail. But yeah, there's a significant amount of stuff that people send me too, and then a lot of stuff that viewers send in. I saw something about the Spark too. Oh, happy birthday! Thank you from Argentina, all the way from Argentina. Thank you for valuing my insight. Ketchup Ninja. Now that's a handle. I like that. How much did I pay for the Encores? 300 plus tax and shipping came to about 340. Oh, Spark 2, Cases E40, and Rega IO would be a great shootout. Yes. And see, I'm assuming you're the one that sent me that email. I completely agree. Ooh, Comic Sans font is going for a song now. Maybe do a cheap Audio Man booth like Lucy's saying. Yeah. I like where your heads are at. Whatever gear gives you the most enjoyment is the most fun is the only thing that matters. I agree. No matter if anyone else likes it or how accurate it is. I agree. Best decibel meter for the price. The free app you can get on your iPhone or Android phone. I have Decibel X. It is replete with ads, but you just have to wait and then click it and it works. My son would rather listen to Sabbath, Bowie, and Metallica than the new stuff. Yeah, my son listens to a ton of stuff from that era. Buenas noches, mi amigo. Good night. Good night, Alexander. Good night, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. All right. James White II is chiming in from On My Ignorance. Full range driver without a crossover, and the cabinet is similar to a transmission line design. Similar to a horn, like a tuba. I am familiar with transmission line. Full range. Yeah, I mean, if you like that, that's cool. I've talked to some people that know way more than I know, and they don't think that a full range driver can give the best, because think about it. You got stuff going on, you have the bass, a lot of excursion, and then you handling the treble as well. But people make them. People love them. Are you getting to know the UPS driver pretty well? I get a few different ones, but I did help one of them load it because he was doing a UPS pickup, and I had the entire Fluence series I was sending back and the SE8 from Emotiva. And I felt so bad. I'm like, dude, I'm helping you load your truck. Happy birthday. I know more than you. Thank you, Karam Tarek. Cry face emoji. I'm sure most of the people on here know more than me. I confirmed the RP250C weighs 0.4 more than the RP500C. That's the only difference. Karam, I don't know the reference. I know more than you. Too bad that PS Audio Sprout isn't a little cheaper. It's tiny and does everything my dad likes. I just talked about the PS Sprout. And apparently they do a little bump, a little like internal EQing at 80 hertz in there to give it a little bit more bass. And good for them. Tony Jenkins. Bicentennial was a great year. I'm getting out of here. Good night, Tulsa Tony. I'm so old that Metallica is a new band for me. I listen to Jimmy, the Allman Brother. Ooh, yeah. Midnight Rider. That's a good song. Do 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 do. I got to run something something. Happy birthday! Thank you, Fred. Oh, Jake from State Farm. Okay. Physically impossible for a single driver to reproduce the lowest bass and highest highs. Oh, there you go. Doug's dropping the mic. My wife came out and asked who I was talking to. Did she think you're texting an old girlfriend on Facebook? R2D2 mug is the Badgers Nadgers. I like that. Halfway to 90, I know it. That's crazy. It'll be amazing if I hit 90. All right. A few more that I'm hitting the oh, I know more than you was said by Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec and Lowe's. I've actually early on in the channel, a lot of people said that I'm the Ron Swanson of audio. You ever thought about sending $9.99? Thank you, super chat. $5 going to Homes for Our Troops. I lost it. Ron Swanson Park and Rec. That's funny. Anyway, early on they called me the Ron Swanson audio. You ever thought of setting up a Discord server? I don't know what a Discord server is. I know DMS does it. I'll have to ask those kids. Those kids know all that stuff. Where people can give you video suggestions, help design your logo, etc. That would be cool. I guess I need to set that up. Midnight Rider. It's a cool song. Check out the latest Strokes album. Very cool. Chevelle just dropped an album like the last couple of days. Thoughts on Yamo speakers? I like them. Yamo S series, I think, is a great speaker for someone just getting into the hobby and doesn't demand the utmost mid-range flatness or the utmost like bass texture and tone. Great. Images great. Clear. Great. Good bass presence. Fantastic. I love the S series. And I think it's the right speaker for a lot of people getting into the hobby. $5. Another $2.50 for the troops. Thank you, Mr. Tariq. Happy birthday. We're in the same age group, and I grew up listening to Metallica and Guns N' Roses. Awesome. Audiophile use the gear to listen to the music. Gear files use the music to listen to the gear. Steve Gutenberg. I agree. I agree with that. Is 45 considered older for the YouTube thing? I guess so. Ron's like 42 or 43. Bassman. I'm just not up to speed on like all the Discord stuff and the Reddit stuff. Nautilus 805S is my dream bookshelf speaker. Cool. If Zach Galifianakis and Ron Swanson had a baby, guess it'd be me. Maybe they did. We just don't know about it. You like the new Chevelle? Oop, I lost it. You like the new Chevelle album? I have to check it out. Yeah, I listened to it last night. Most of it until I fell asleep. It's good. All I've ever owned was cheap audio equipment. Now that I have matured, I will be taking the leap and have been watching your channel for some time. Speakers and equipment seem so subjective. They absolutely are, Ketchup Ninja. Like food. Food subjective. Ooh, speaking of food, I'm going to have another piece of birthday cake before I go to bed. Ooh, Machete's 43 and I already got 2 grandsons. Whoa. Oh, I got a 22-year-old daughter. So it could be coming here in the next couple of years. Some good all frequency drivers. Zoo Dirty Weekends. Yeah, heard that. People love that speaker. Going for $500 special offer, normal price $900. Don't have them pointing at your ears because you get the dip. Just check out the $75 Fozzy audio amp. I have one right there. Actually, I gave it away on my Patreon tonight. I use it with a Yamaha S803. Very cool. Discord, is that like Snapbook? It's like Snap Face. I always say that to my daughter. Are you snap facing somebody? And she gets, that's not what it is. Grandbaby's first speaker, 2023. Ooh, stick figure if I enjoy reggae. I had a grandson at 25. Bassman, I'm not going to figure that math out. A few more. Then I'm gonna hit the A. FM radio antenna recommendations. Man, when I was a kid, I used to have to like touch and then touch something else to get like radio reception. Good night, Rock City. Good night. I'm on the East Coast. Ooh, it's late over there. Get some sleep. Zoo does have a super tweeter though. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Zeus says we need a little bit more top end. Hey, do you know that actually for full range drivers, Aperion makes a super tweeter? I have it right over there. I've got to test it out here pretty soon. Oh, Grand Old Opry live. Great talent in Nashville. There sure is. All right, couple more. Coat hanger and tinfoil. Yeah, John nailing it. Not a true single driver can produce very low bass, even 20 hertz. Depends on the cabinet construction. Have to be against the wall. There you go. Thanks, Stephen Fletcher. Listen to music that plays notes faster. Does that mean you live in a different timeline? Listen to someone on a slow speaker. NC, good night. What's the next review? I don't know. I got so jammed up at work, I like got off my schedule. I did put a spreadsheet together of all the stuff I have and kind of like tiered it, what needs to be done more quickly. I've got actually a set of Sennheiser Momentum 3s that I've been listening to. It's a Bluetooth headphone, noise canceling, all that good stuff. That might go up. I need to get a couple more speaker reviews up. I have the Stage JBL Stage 130s. So far, so good with them. Good speaker. All right. I'm gonna bid you all good night. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for the super chats. 50% of all super chats is going to Homes for Our Troops. So I appreciate it very, very, very much. So good night. 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 Good night.